whether you day one like Conqueror, fresh like Swabo. This track for y'all, so turn up like Jabo. You ain't gotta be hostile, Cuban Pete is the definition. How you could be humble in a squad so vicious. We bout business, 6-4 can show you. Less you act up, then young stacks can flow you. If you smart, you would get with Minus and East poem to gain knowledge for a Psycho and Joe go in. See Token, he like to party, that's fine. But you don't want me to unleash MCI, and I see why y'all scared to get figures. My drum bang, learn that from Killer Kibber. Your producer look like a straight disgrace against beats that I got in 07 from S Grace. And if you faking, then fuck you faggots for being basic. I'm forever out here screaming long live Matrix. There's a lot of cats who owe me favors I couldn't call for, a few that I owe my life. Those are the ones that I would gladly give it all for, whether they were wrong or right. We done been through the ring and came out on the top, even when we were destined to fail. Your loyalty mean everything to a G, so I thank y'all for keeping it real. If this is a problem, I guarantee that me and Grubs can solve it. Two heads are better, that's facts, they can't stop it. My team hold it down, champs, the one and only. Test squad, rookie of the year is Big Tony. You don't wanna go and wage war with us, dog, cause my best kept secret is AR Barnes, and I'm sharp with the tongue. It's only got more foul since they fucked up and linked me up with Johnny Wild. The revolution gon' start and they gon' know my name. From the Soul Cypher with the homie Malcolm Dwayne. Bricks Drama, Tough Gotti and Train Spitter keep me motivated to push with the message I deliver. I'm as hard as Ramrod, as hard as Big Curse. You can never hang or claim my net worth, so understand how bad a day it's gonna be if you see me pulling up with my dog Tom skis. There's a lot of cats who owe me favors I couldn't call for, a few that I owe my life. Those are the ones that I would gladly give it all for, whether they were wrong or right. We done been through the ring and came out on the top, even when we were destined to fail. Your loyalty mean everything to a G, so I thank y'all for keeping it real.
What's up, everybody? It's Ramrod. We're gonna get a better view here. How about that? Let's do this. There we go. This is my first attempt for a podcast. Thank you for tuning in. I can't see what the shit. 2013, I started Muddy Beatz magazine, and it went into Muddy Mafia Records, and now we're doing podcasts. So we're growing in the world. I want to thank you all for tuning in and following and participating. We've got a big edition coming with 501 Bryce, D. Cravo, Marquise McClendon, Supreme Lyric. Should be the end of the month. I'm thankful for that. Don't mind my dirty room. It is actually 6:30 in the morning, and I'm awake working. 24-hour beast on the grind. So give you a little background, because I don't think a lot of people are aware. In 2013, I went to a LAX show and noticed a lot of drinking was involved. I won a meet and greet to meet Brian and Clay from the LAX, and I got an opportunity to drink with them and get to know them and look around in the crowd and see that everybody there was different ages, different demographics. It was a good time. Country rap was in its infancy. It wasn't where it started, because it started with Nappy Roots. It started with Bubba and a bunch of other outcasts. The Southern sound was already infused in the culture, but this was a big movement for the Southern mud park scene, the Southern moonshine and all that great stuff. And I saw opportunity after. Let me go ahead and tell you what happened. Brian and Clay said, "Oh, you can come to the bus and drink some moonshine," and I was all for it. And I was buying them Jaeger bombs, and they were probably putting it to the side, I believe. And I was drinking all of them that I got. And at the end of the night, I was hammered. And I tried to go to the bus, and the bus was leaving, and the bouncers grabbed me, and I started tussling with them and got sprayed with mace and thrown in the back of a taxi cab. I went back to my room and passed out on the bathroom floor. Um, Flooded the bathroom, left the shower running, and woke up the next morning with the worst hangover I ever had. So I had to stay that day and that night. I was so hungover that driving 4 hours was not an option. So I ordered a pizza that night and just sat back and listened to music and thought, you know, this was something that was starting in its infancy, and it was a family thing. And I said, let me write a magazine. Let me do something to promote this and be a part of the growth of it. First off, I thought of, you know, generic names, hip hop magazine, country rap magazine, and I reached out to Average Joe's CEO. I reached out to Moccasin Creek's management, and I reached out to the Georgia Boys, D Thrash, and I got a response from Fat Shannon Hutchins, and saying nobody likes that. Nobody likes the term hip hop. It's very demeaning and generic, and it's just been a label that's been put on the music currently. He said, see if you can come up with something different. So I sat there for about an hour and I said, well, if I'm going to do a magazine and there's a very limited amount of artists, let me do something that doesn't pigeonhole me to one genre, because I love all kinds of music. That was my thing. I just love music. And I decided on Muddy Beatz after writing it on a pizza box. And I wrote him, and he said, run with it. So I did. And I would eventually write on everybody that was in the country rap genre. I would go into writing on Ritz and the strange music, a couple of strange music artists. I wrote on horrorcore. I wrote on Them Dirty Roses. I wrote on Benton Blunt. I wrote on Sister Hazel, platinum recording artist. And I eventually grew into a multi-genre magazine that was for the artist. I wrote on a lot of your favorite artists' first articles in their infancy as well. Upchurch, I wrote on him before RHEC came out. I wrote on Jelly Roll when he was in Antioch rapping. I wrote on, let's see who else, King ISO when he was sleeping on the floor of the studio of Twisted Insane. And I told him, I said, you've got the talent and the ability. I believe you're going to be with strange music eventually. He said, if I do, I'll come back and do a cover. And he did. I wrote on Token when he was 16 years old. I wrote on Bravo Gator. I wrote on, you name them, I'm probably wrote on them. And I never took the time to sit back and look at what I done. It was always go from one to the next. And, there wasn't time to say, look at what you're accomplishing. Well, and when I had to stop doing the magazine, which was painful, to say the least, because we were in our prime. Um, my wife left. I'm not going to badmouth her, but she left and she had her things she had to deal with, and I ended up having to take care of the kids. I've taken care of the kids now until they both were graduated high school, and I'm thankful for that. You know, that was something that I had to do, and it was something that you got no choice. That is what you got to do. That's your responsibility, and that was my responsibility. And the magazine had to be pushed to the back burner. There wasn't a day that didn't go by that I didn't think about what I had done and how I was so close to where I wanted to be at. And it just it haunted me in some ways, because when I got to the point that I had to choose my children over the magazine, there was a period of time where I was angry. Not at the fact that I had to take care of my children, but the fact that I had worked so hard to build something and I had to let it go. So I threw a lot of things away that I wish I didn't. I shut down my Facebook page, um, which had over close to 30,000, if not more. I can't remember right offhand. I had to stop doing music. I created 6 mixtapes in 3 years. I had to stop having artists on my label. I had to give up a lot of things. And now is a time that they're both graduated high school. I wanted to get back into what I love. And I see there's a lot of things that are different. Um, Facebook is different. The reach is different. Accumulating followers is different. Dealing with artists is somewhat different. It really is a learning curve coming back to what I did, but knowing that I have the veins in the music industry and knowing that I have the connections and the network. And I went to a show in Laurinburg for Country Rap Throwdown. Shout out to Daphne McCool. Was a great show. It had Kentucky Music Mafia, Bottleneck, 501 Bryce, Jeff McCool, The Lax. Um, it had Christy Lynn Rose. It had a bunch of people working behind the scenes that I had the opportunity, like Rolling Stages, to meet, and they made me feel like I was still a part of it. So that was a great thing because I was nervous. If I had a went like I normally do and wasn't so nervous about whether I was going to be accepted or not, I'd probably have done more videos, done more shout out videos, done more pictures, but I didn't. I was just trying to feel my place back. Feel if there was a need for me, and I do believe there is. And I will touch on what I have seen. There is a lot of back and forth going on in the country rap side. Um, I don't fall into that category. I wish the best for all of them. There's enough uh, food on the table for everybody. If we work together, we can build this genre, and I can build independent artists in the rap, the rock, the country scene, and I feel like I'm a bridge. I want to be a bridge to all genres, including country rap, bringing legitimacy to it. That's how I did it in the first place. I was a little ahead of my time. Um, there wasn't a lot of rappers working with country rappers. There wasn't a lot of country singers working with rappers, but it has evolved into what I envisioned that it could do. And that's the reason why I believe music is universal. So a little bit of what we're doing. I would like you all to follow my Facebook page, Muddy Beatz with a Z. Follow all my social media. I'm getting back into it. Going to put more content out. Going to do more podcasts. Going to do more posts on musicians. Going to continue to build my network. Going to continue to bring you rap, country, rock, Christian, whatever it may be, because music is music, and in turn, it's all intertwined with somebody putting their soul out on wax. Uh, I do not know when or if uh, Muddy Mafia will be back. I'm getting older, so I do have plans to put out a mixtape and a final project. Hopefully, it will come out on May 16th, the final project. That's M16. That's always been my thing. Ramrod the Brain. Um, that name came from one, the Marine Corps was Ramrod. I used to go in the club and say 18 to 80, blind, crippled, crazy, fat, tall, small, Ramrod will do them all. And that was kind of how I got the name. And then I came into the country rap scene, and Josh Seabolt invited me to a show with Moccasin Creek and John Boy on the Track and some others. And I was talking to him, and I told him, I said, hey, uh, I've got ideas in a book for this. I said, I've got so many ideas that this can't fail, because I've been, all I do is think about it. And he said, oh, you're the brain. So Ramrod the Brain was formed when I started doing music. So this is a little background of what I'm presenting to the table. You're going to get a magazine, hopefully every month. I can't guarantee you I'm one person. I don't feel like at this point in time bringing a lot of people in to assist. I want to have a hold on what I'm doing, and make sure that it is concrete and solid. So I will be putting out magazines. The first one I said is 501 Bryce. I'm thankful that I had the opportunity to get in touch with Bug, and that most of his camp um, is people that I've dealt with in the past. So the veins run deep with Muddy Beatz magazine. Muddy Beatz is a culture. We're not going to stay in one lane. We're not going to try to overrun other medias and specific genres. We want to be the one magazine, the one media outlet that covers all genres and is accepted. We were accepted for 7 years. I had the opportunity to write on Slain. DJ Lethal, who was the DJ for Limp Bizkit and House of Pain. I had MC Shan, who was a member of the Juice Crew, who was the starting faction or group that helped bring New York rap to the East Coast. Uh, MC Shan's beef with KRS-One was a very, very pivotal point in East Coast rap, the bridge. That's a little history of it. I wrote on Big Suge from Gangstar. I wrote on horrorcore rappers, Boondocks, Buckshot, Gmo Ski. Um, so I've been around the music industry more than most people realize. Uh, so this is kind of giving you a background of who I am, what I've done, and why it's important that I tell you this, is so you know what I'm presenting to you. I'm presenting to you a media outlet that is bringing it all together. And I would rather work with people than to have problems with people. I've never really had anybody have too much problems with me. I think my reputation is impeccable. Artists appreciate, I believe, what I done for them. Upchurch came back and got a cover. Just in Time was on the cover. So, I wrote on Adam Calhoun, Katie Noel's first cover. So these things are all things I've done, and I continue to want to do them, and I continue to want to bring forth new artists and bring forth artists that you know. So I want to tell you thank you for this opportunity, and the podcast will bring people on, talk to artists, have casual conversations about music and about what they believe, they want for the future and what they want the fans to know. People behind the scenes, because just as important as the artists are the people that are behind the scenes, that do the preparation for the shows, that do the shows, that manage the artists, that make the beats, that play the instruments. They're all part of a wheel that has to spin together. So thank you. Get ready for the Brain Hour, because it'll be an hour next time, I promise. But get ready for the Brain Hour. Get ready for Muddy Beatz Magazine 501 Bryce edition at the end of the month. You can subscribe on my page. I do giveaways. I want to give back to people that follow me and give them some tangible things, and just work with it, because I'm coming and I'm thankful. Have a great day, and thank you so much.
You remember those days when you could just sit on the stoop?
Hell yeah.
Or just hang out with your homies?
Those were the good old days.
Grew up through a life of betrayal. Anger's making my motherfucking pocket swale. And each one of you, the Pied Piper is back. It's fourth and 10 the goal line, and yes, it's a sack. The ball pops loose, I smash that bitch. The score is only thing that's gonna kill my itch. Strong arm and anyone that tries to take the rock. Raps LT, someone's gonna get crushed before I stop. I'm ramrod, I don't wear flip-flops. Strap on the cleats, then I smoke up your crops. Love me some pressure, especially when I'm hot. 5 seconds left, LeBron dunk in the rock. I'm Tiger Woods in sudden. Slam the ball down, everyone holding their breath. It's mine. In Atlanta, chest to chest with the refs. Devouring competition, you can call me the chef. I'm taking it all, always come in to take the W. I'm fully loaded, ready to outwork you. On the field, I'm bodying a damn ball. Mindset ferocious, pulverizing you all. Music game no different than major sports, cause I'm the hardest work on these damn courts. Motherfucker, my shoes gon' cost you some major cheese. I'm so fresh, I'm like spraying Febreze. Kareem towering over competition. It's always too late before they start to listen. LT, you have your teeth in your lap. Coming out the tunnel, focus on the attack. Play off the stage is set. I settle for no less than the best. Work the hobby till I'm pushing daisies left. Skip past these bitches when pushing out acid jazz. Eye of the tiger, they know I'm not like the rest. Cause I stay in a dictionary, condition of brain. Walk a rap into the mirror, cause more than a game. Power to overcome my limitations. Finish my poetic career in flames of greatness. Mike Tyson, cause I do what I do, watch your ear. Looking forward, never focusing on my peers. Watch me push my M16. The brain succeeds viewed only in split screen. Yeah.